Hey y'all, it's Trevor, your Pride Fairy, and this is Discovering Gay History. Today is for Josephine Baker. She was a French entertainer and civil rights activist. All right, here we go. Josephine Baker was born on June 3rd, 1946, and died on April 12th, 1975. Josephine Baker led an incredibly vibrant life. She lived 7 decades in several countries, in many cities, held many lovers, a few husbands, the mother of 12 children, was part of the resistance in World War II, was an incredible performer, and worked on behalf of Black civil rights after World War II. Josephine Baker was forced to grow up rather quickly. She began playing house with a 50-year-old steelworker at the age of 13 that she referred to as Mr. Dad. He ran an ice cream parlor, and it was quite the scandal in the town, and her mother quickly shut this relationship down. But by her late teens, in the 1920s, she was able to book her first gig as a chorus girl in the Black vaudeville circuits. Now, through these Black vaudeville circuits, she found her first female lover. Josephine Baker identified fairly openly as bisexual. She got this job through a friend and mentor, Clara Smith, and she quickly became Clara's lady lover and protege. And by the age of 15, she moved to New York and was part of the Harlem Renaissance. She booked gigs at the Plantation Club, and she was also in groundbreaking chorus lines and shows like Shuffle Along, The Chocolate Dandies, and Adelaide Hall. Now, her breakout was a performance called the Danse Sauvage. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but she would wear a costume of a skirt made of bananas. And in later shows in Paris, she was often accompanied on stage with her pet cheetah, Chiquita. An interesting fact that I found online was that the cheetah, who would wear a diamond collar, would often escape and terrorize the musicians in the pit. Josephine was a lover. She had 4 marriages to men, and she had 6 lovers who were women. This included Clara Smith, Evelyn Shepard, Bessie Allison, and Mildred Smallwood, and she met all of these women on the Black vaudeville circuit. She was also the mother to 12 children. She adopted all of these children, and she referred to them as the Rainbow Tribe. And in 1927, Josephine Baker made history by being the first Black woman to star in a major motion picture. It was called The Siren of the Tropics. And she was so badass that she was known for aiding the French resistance during World War II. So Josephine used to perform for German soldiers during World War II, and she used this proximity to the Germans to spy on them and deliver information to the French. After the war was over, she was awarded the Resistance Medal. She also played a huge part in the civil rights movement. She refused to perform for a non-integrated audience. It was at the Miami Club in Vegas, and they offered her $10,000, and she still refused to perform. They later met her demands and integrated the office, and she was a spearhead in integrating Las Vegas. Josephine Baker also began to work rather closely and strongly with the NAACP. She had such a strong relationship with the NAACP that they later announced May 20th, 1951 to be Josephine Baker Day, and acting as the only official female speaker, she spoke at the March on Washington with Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In 1975, Josephine had a performance celebrating 50 years in the business. She was found the next morning lying in her bed in a coma, surrounded by glowing reviews. She was in a coma after suffering a cerebral hemorrhage, and she died at the age of 68. She is the only American woman to receive full French military honors at her funeral. And in 2019, she was inducted into the Rainbow Honor Walk in San Francisco. All right, I think that does it. We'll see you tomorrow on Discovering Gay History.